What if I told you that you could have anything that you want? Life is a magical journey, and you could have anything that you want if you know that you want it. Once you know that you want it, you must have a strong why. This why sometimes arrives as a push factor, meaning it is wanting something to shift away from something else that is antagonistic to what you want, that is the opposite of what you want. And further along, it's ideal if what you want also has in and of itself pull factors, meaning what you want draws you towards it because what you want benefits you immensely. While it benefits you, it also does not infringe on anyone else, and ideally it should benefit others around you too. Everything that we could possibly want in life are organized into 8 areas, and these 8 areas I have identified and described in a recent video entitled The 8 Pillars of Life. I've included a link in the description section. Go and review the video if you need to. So the key here is to get started with knowing what it is that you want and make sure that what you want is the right thing. And then you identify your why. Once you've identified your why, now you're ready for the next steps. Okay, the next step is to first of all to do the planning around achieving this want. Right? The planning involves first setting goals, and goals are divided into 3 areas: the outcome or result goals, the action goals, and the mindset goals. Once the goals, outcome goals, action goals, and mindset goals are all formulated and written down, we can now move to the execution stage. The execution stage involves what we have written down as action goals and mindset goals. I would start with the mindset goals first, because mindset is that little thing that makes a big difference. What is mindset? You may wonder. Mindset is nothing but your beliefs. Okay, so beliefs can be divided into 2 types: limiting beliefs and empowering beliefs. So when we are working on our mindset goals, we have to identify the limiting beliefs that is stopping us from achieving our outcome goal. We have to work on eradicating these limiting beliefs, and we have to identify the empowering beliefs, and we have to strengthen these empowering beliefs. So once the mindset part of it has been taken care of, when you have re-engineered your belief system, now you're ready to take the action. The best way to re-engineer mindset is by meditating to identify and remove limiting beliefs, and in their place instill new empowering beliefs. Once this is done and ongoing, everything is not done and dusted and kept away. It is usually ongoing. It is iterative. As this process has been addressed and it is ongoing, now it's time to shift to execution of the action items identified in the planning stage. And execution of the action items requires discipline, and I like routine. I like to carry out actions in a routine manner, because when you do something in a routine manner, then it becomes a habit. So essentially, execution of the action items to attain a certain goal is all about forming a new habit. And these new habits are here to stay. They are not things that you do for a while. Summarily, you can have anything that you want, but it's not as simple as making a wish and waving a magic wand to have it appear in front of you. Sometimes, despite setting goals and following through with the systematic process of achieving it, the goal does not materialize. But we can increase the odds by following the systematic process I mentioned in this video. Sometimes we fail to achieve a goal altogether. Sometimes we achieve the goal but in a delayed manner, and sometimes we even achieve a better alternative after what seems like an initial failure. Regardless of what the outcome, what's important is in the process of setting these goals and working on planning and executing actions and changing mindsets, we become better people. At this point of time, you may feel that I had been deceptive when at the start of this video I said that you could have anything that you want. Well, let me explain. Why do some goals fail to materialize? This is because in order to have a goal materialize, you have to be congruent with the goal that you set out to achieve in terms of your character and personality. So essentially, when you set a goal, you have to upgrade yourself to become that person that can work hard towards the fruition of your goal. It is not a gift that's going to fall onto your lap. So the greater the goal you set, the greater the upgradation of your character and personality. This is where you have to look at every aspect of the 8 layers of self and also the 5 dimensions of personal development. I will also include the link to these videos in the description section. Sometimes when we set a goal and that goal is so lofty, and then we end up cutting corners to achieve the goal. Usually this happens in the dimension of financial goals. We bring upon ourselves challenges. So instead of achieving the goal and feeling joy and celebration, you bring upon yourself a huge challenge, and if you respond to this challenge correctly, you will eventually achieve an equivalent or better goal. But if you respond to this challenge incorrectly, there is a chance that you may destroy yourself. So the important thing to understand is, if the gap between the person you are in terms of your character and personality is non-existent, meaning the gap between the person you are and the goal that you have set for yourself, the gap is non-existent, then you can have anything that you want. But if there is a huge gap between the goal you have chosen for yourself and the person you are, then it will not materialize. So any of the 3 things I mentioned just now may happen. The goal may not materialize, the goal may be delayed, or something else will materialize instead of the goal. This something else could be a better goal later or great challenges. So to start with, practice this in the dimension of physical health, because it is the dimension where we are least likely to go wrong, and then once you've understood it, you are ready to try and apply this in other areas. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So once you have learned how to transform your body from its current state to a state of optimal physical health and fitness, you will have the confidence to do it over and over again in all the other 7 areas or the 7 pillars of life, and all you need to do is to iterate the same principles and processes within the context of those 7 pillars.